Hello, everybody. The video about anger. For it, dig into it. Like I went to my doctor today, and my lips a little bit. So if you kind of like put up with me today, I have some cream and stuff. I will have next surgery on 26th of May. So that's a good thing. We're gonna do some improvements, and me speaking helps a lot because I moved them. But today, what is important about today, astrology-wise? Today, the moon joins the dark moon Lilith. What a beautiful day to talk about anger issues, right? And what the anger is. But before I talk to you about anger, all right, we have a lot of feelings. We have a joy, we have love, we have sadness, we have anger. But all these feelings we have, they're liquid. But I mean, what are they? Liquid energy. Okay, they travel, they pass from one person to another person. They are kind of like a jumping within the vibrations because the feelings becomes vibrations. So what do we talk about here right now is before we talk and dive into the roots of what really anger is, let's talk about first about these energies of things. You need to understand that with your energies, they can transfer from one person to another person. Have this in mind anytime you feel any of the feelings. Okay, so you know this by probably you all raised in a family or you all been into a family or relationship, and you know how certain feelings when a one person within the family it begins to transfer to everybody. Okay, just because one person is in love or sad or mad or angry or whatever the feeling is, happiness. Okay, when one person brings happiness in the family, then they're like, oh my god, you happy, how come is this thing? When it's a group of people that comes in and is this person that shines and brights the room, it's kind of like a transfer, and that's what this is. To understand that deep inside of you these feelings can travel. However, all the good things can travel, so is the bad things can travel. Okay, but what is anger? What the issue of the anger is here? uh, oh, hi Jenny, good morning, thanks for being here. Too short. Hi. Thank you for saying hi, too short. I appreciate you being here. So, what is a anger? I posted this. It's out on the Facebook. You can research actually yourself what it's anger. But most important it is um you to understand that anger there is has, as I've been talking to you in the past few days, look the two sides of the coins before you get yourself with and decisions of things and put in labels. Okay, so I will read you directly from this because you might not see in it. But anger is an emotion characterized by antagonism towards someone or something you feel has deliberately done you wrong. But the key word here is antagonism, not anything else. And to look at the words they've been used as a terminology, you have to dive within the words. What do they mean? So the word antagonism, it's actually combined with two words: anti, which is against, and agony, which is the extreme physical or mental suffering. Okay, so in the depths, uh, you look at it to this anger, and you find it's actually an agony. Okay, deep in you. Okay, that's agony. It's suffering. Okay, so by someone creates your anger in you, somebody creates an anger that passes around, that means the person suffers. He's in agony. That's what the root is. The person suffers something. Okay, so Josh, thank you for being here. Nourish Heal Life. Thank you. Thank you for being here as well. So let's go and dive in. You guys have any questions popped out as I'm talking? You can kind of like feel the energy and pop your question, and I will try to look at the chat from time to time because I have to look the camera, but my other screen is right in here, and I see your chat up here. So let's look at it, the anger. So the anger, it's energy that can be passed from one generation to another. As far as my father was acting like this, so his father was acting like this, so his father before, okay, or my mother, okay, so I have the same anger in me. Okay, that's one anger that it's passed as a culture, or you actually learn that uh, in you. Anger can comes in for various reasons. Somebody do you wrong, or someone he craves for something, he suffer from something, and in order they to feel good, they suffer from something, and in order they to feel good, they can aggravate you, so they can be pleased because for them the anger is love. Okay, I will give you a this is a biology thing. Okay, it's not only through humans, it also goes through animals. All right, for example, I will give you an example with my dog. My dog, it's Shih Tzu. His name is Sensei. I adopted him with that name in a spiritual center back in the United States. And, nobody says anything about the dog. They just brought it to the center. I made a picture out of him. I sent it to my daughter because she wanted the dog. It's like, you wanted him, I can adopt him. And we took him home, right? We got him home. But we didn't understood why did the people they abandoned him in the first place into the shelter. So we find out pretty quick what was the problem with the dog for it. So he had this thinking his mind because maybe the previous owners they were too aggressive by playing with him. They taught him like he to express his love by biting you, really, by biting you. Took quite a while and a lot of respect so he can learn the dog. If you haven't watched the Snow Dogs, I kind of like doing some things like this, but that biting wasn't good. It wasn't the right way to uh, be as a dog. So I had to hug him, give him a love, and teach him that not doing this. Okay, but in me there was an anger for it. because of the harm that has been done. I mean, he can just comes in and bite you and like, whoa. And when he bite, he was so much anger in him. And I didn't know what the anger was coming from. It was coming in from him, that anger. So it's not only to humans, okay? Um, I mean, anger can be expressed by the elephants when they are angry. So you got to be careful, when you have elephants around you. Pretty much any wild animal can be aggravated when in fear. But why you getting angry is the questions. So in you, the anger has this agony over there. You, beloved Empress, hi, CJ, thank you for being here. Christy Corney, thank you all for being here. Um, the anger, it's either inherited in you or comes from someone that comes to you, or you have some kind of suffering in you that anytime it triggers, your anger blows out. Okay. The main reason is there is something that you have to dive deep within yourself and figure it out. Where's your anger issues coming in? Okay, because the anger has two things. Everything has two things. Love has two things. People can do a lot of things. Okay, but you always have to look the two sides. Okay, so that anger in you, uh, maybe someone comes in and he had so much problems, so much issues, and they have so much fears, and because of these fears they suffering, they comes in with their fears on and they dumping up on you, and you're like, will you give me your fears? Why not overcome your fears? Now you become agitated, and once you become an agitated, they brings you more fears, and here he goes. That creates that um, angers inside of you begins to boil up. It's still not expressed, but it boils up. And all of a sudden, they say one more thing, which is the drop that overflow your cup of anger. And now here you are, you're blowing off. And that person is like, oh, you're bad. You create an anger. And you're like, oh shit, I'm not bad. I mean, like, it's just the way the situation. Like, no, 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 no. And looking at deep into this anger, you have to really step aside and do things for it. Angers also can be good thing. It can give you a way to express negative feelings, for example, or motivate you to find solutions to problems. How about that? The other side of the coin. Okay, when somebody comes in, let's say someone it's suffering of lack of attention. Anytime when he's missing on attention, and he comes in and he drives you crazy, he drives you angry, just so you can pay attention to that person. Okay, and now you can get the anger to express yourself, to express the truth, right? To express these feelings, or you can use the anger as like, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Why did this happen? So you use the anger as motivation. You transmuted that anger. Okay. The the part is you to look inside of this anger and see what that is. All right. You probably hear that that is the inherited anger. He acts like his father, or she acts like her mother. That is something that it's passing from one person to another. But anger can be passing from grandchildren uh, to the grandchildren, and so on and so on. Can be passed even from a coworkers or close friends. So careful with what is around you, because somehow, some way, that anger comes in. And that's what they said, that if the one person in the family creates anger, so everybody does. And you have to root to the root cause, where that come from, where that is, what the situations is. So how you transform the anger? Okay, you transfer the anger by going deep. You might figure out your personal issues. One of the personal issues that could be a lack of patience. I mean, in today's era of everything we want like this, um, you like patience. I mean, you want everything now. The other thing it is as today's is when others don't do the things that they want you to do for them the way that they want. Okay, for example, at work, you may have this type of personality that comes in and it tells you, please do the job, that's the problem, and by the way, I want you to do it this and this, and do it as exactly as I say. That person has a problem with control, probably control freak or whatever it is. First of all, the job is your own responsibility. How you going to do it? The job, it's your own responsibility. But now, when if they tell you do it this and this way, now here is your problem. If you're professional and do it this and this way is wrong, you going to boil your blood. You gonna get angry into the roof because you doing a job that you know it's gonna fail, and then you're going to get blamed. And now you want to keep your job because your job is your survival. Okay. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for being here. Um, and what you should do, you go ahead to the same person and says like, hey, listen, you know what, I did the way exactly you did, but there is some kind of problem. Are you sure that's how it's supposed to be? Oh yeah, you should work. Well, it doesn't work. You want to come and see. Okay. Now you transfer that issue of the problem to the person who order it exactly to be as it is. So now he come and sees, is like, oh, I don't know what to do. I mean, I don't know. I just, and you're like, let me deal with it. I'll take care of it. Now you know the way to do it, and you overcome this. And oh wow, Lisa, thank you for the super chat. Anytime you guys give me this, I want to give you something back. You know, we just kind of like give you something back. Thank you, Lisa. And another issues that from within is could be created. Someone could create an angers because of cultures, or, for example, uh, for some reasons, if they grow up with an anger, because they used to the anger, and if they don't have the anger within the family, for them, uh, that it's that is like a big issue. Something is not normal just because in their family the anger was all the time present, and they think that the anger is all the time should be there. So the anger from them can be passed into kids or grandkids just because they're used to it. And if you're entering on this kind of like anger issues, you have to look at it in deep. What's the suffering? Okay. What is that agony that the person has? That could be a physical or a mental issue, or one or the other. Okay. But if you understand what the issue is, you can transmute it because you can go ahead and find solutions to the anger. Okay. Solutions. Because the positive type of the anger, it is about like, you know what, screw it, I'll find out what that is. If somebody can't find it, I'll find it. And this is one of the traits inside of you. If you're in a soul connections or you're in a twin flames or whatever it is, um, for it, um, you you do your inner work. Okay, you're doing your inner work because for you the things are not normal. They're not just, you're not just accepting things. For you, that is normal. A lot of the people, they can mistaken the anger with agitation, or they can mistaking the anger with a other situations. Um, for example, um, you know something is not right, and uh, it's some kind of like a situation is like at work, because we all work, right? We all work. So this person comes in and it is like, please have the reports on my desk in 5 minutes. Okay. So here you go. You print out the reports. They're there on his desk in 5 minutes. All right. So the person takes it, takes everything, gets onto it, and turns around to you, and it says like, not even thank you, not even anything. They just turn next to you. Is like, what the hell are you doing still here? But you don't have something else to do? And you're watching all this situation, you're the third party, and you go to this person and tell them, you know what? You have to go ahead and have a respect of this person. Don't treat others like shit. That's not anger. That it's explaining to someone as to have a good behavior. And that's what that is. Josh, this is a story of my life. I'm still working on it. Hey, Josh. Wow, 11:11. And today I got a taxi for 11:11. And Josh, thank you for your kindness. Thank you for the money you sent. Appreciate it. And let me know when we can talk so I can kind of give it back. And don't mistaking that person as angry. Um, Doing us all a huge service, mate. Anytime. Okay. And search your feelings within truth, because of protecting or teaching someone to respect a person, it is crucial. I mean, it's crucial because this person, nobody taught him how to learn respect. So this person, uh, he's got some kind of like emotional or mental issue that he has to feel good about it. His ego is probably too big to treat other people like this. Okay, and nobody taught him. Okay, nobody taught him. Maybe lack of culture, maybe a lack of father figure, or maybe the father figure was exactly the same and he copied from it. Who knows? But nobody has to suffer through this. Okay, this is why using your positive thing, but don't misunderstand this as anger. It is not. It is about teaching respect. All right. Even if you're expressing it like anger, is not. It is about learning processes, respect. So, if you guys have some any questions, I will be happy to take some of you, some of it. But usually, the person who is so much within the ego, they will feel good inside of them when they make somebody angry. For some reason, there is a people who think that it's funny or they feel good uh, when the other person is angry. Because right now, if something is a mistake or some kind of problems, it's never them. Some people they grow up in this kind of like environments of superiority, and you have to learn that over the time it's like kind of red flags for a person that there's going to be some anger issues. All right, instead of liking the situations, they're going to be working in the things. They don't. They trying, but they don't work on it. They keep repeating this cycles over and over and over just because their ego is suffering. Okay, their ego. They like to put people down for some reason. I see this in the corporate ladder when they fight for positions. Okay, who's gonna show up? Who is the better one? Who's gonna get this race? But in a spiritual and a soul connections for it, when it comes into this anger and this who is the best, who is the tank, all of a sudden you figure that out that dude, that should be pointless at that point. You're good because you're good. Okay, not because of anything else. All right. I made one video about specifically about work relationships, 5D in the work relationships. You work with souls, for crying out loud. You don't have to be a jackass for being like this because you bring that anger. That anger it travels to everybody. Okay, but within the twin flames, what is that anger comes in for it? That anger comes in because you suffer. You suffer that the other person did something. You suffer because of the other person has ego, or you have ego because the things don't go your way. So suffering, it is about this problem, and that's what a lot of the people in the soul connections they have to look at it deep from with them, from what they suffer. Okay, maybe they suffer with previous relationship, maybe they suffer from their teenagehood, maybe they suffer in their childhood or whatever it is. But you have to look, okay, so you can understand. And understanding of the proper things, it's about this because you're pushing at a buttons and all of a sudden your twin flame gets angry. What pushing did you put? One of the worst thing, the worst button actually is with someone who has a lot of ego to tell them no. You go ahead and test your twin flame and tell them no. See what happens in there. All right. Maybe you give so much, and when you say no, you put a boundary on it, and guess what? It's all thing blows away. You tell them second time, and guess what? They're gonna be just like, nope. If you don't act like the way I want you to act, and you tell me no, then no, we got issues, we got a problem, and that's what this is. That's what this situations are about it. But if it's the proper thing to do when you say no, the ego is going to get aggravated, but the soul is going to be comes in and it's going to be motivated to find the solutions of the problem. That's how twin flame works. That's how the twin flames work. They look for the solution of the problem. Okay, not getting aggravated, not get all that crap, and not making decisions out of anger, because we go into a Mercury retrograde, and you guys know what's going on in there. Yeah, you guys definitely know what's going on into this. So, all right, Johnny, you have a questions. You explain about abuse and abandonment issue. I learned my dad also went through an extremely difficult childhood. It stops with me, breaking the pattern. I understand now why, and I am at peace. Great. If you're like you, as you explain, if your father was abused or abusive, we'll look at it more deep. Why he was abusive? What was your relationship between your father and your mother? If your mother was way too much manipulative and she was manipulating him all the time, that manipulations is the anger in him because he suffered from the manipulations. Usually the man gets angry because of manipulations. The man gets angry because of he found secrets, or he found something that was done it in secret. Specifically when the woman does something without knowing what the partner, when you married, your partners, you should know everything. But if she did something without his knowledge, then the man go and blows off his fuses. It's like, how come you did this? And now when a data is repeating, the man can get aggravated. And if you are in that kind of like a family environment, toxic family environment, you can have this. You, I was in this kind of relationship. My ex-wife was doing this to me, and I developed anger, and my kids doesn't like my anger, and I try to explain it to them, but some catch it, some don't. You live that into the universe. It's about sharing the truth here, okay? Being vulnerable, okay? So let's see. But Jenny, in order you to stop this, okay, we break into it. You may have to go to your father, if he's still alive. Go into your father and ask him why he was so angry. Because if you go down from the anger, you're gonna find the agony, and from the agony you're going to go down and you will understand why he was suffering. Okay, so you can tell him, listen, dad, I understand why you were angry. I understand what was all this about. I understand you had an agony that shows up as your anger. You don't have to suffer from this. That's love. That's how twin flames operates. Okay. um oh wow, he died last October. Well, make his soul rest in peace, and have this peace, and whatever he's got to learn. But maybe he's watching from above now, so who knows? It is what it is, right? As long as you find your peace with this, it is important to find your peace with this. Um, How do I work to manage the triggers from people who like to make others angry? First of all, you find the source of the person, why he's doing this. Okay. If it's coming from the same person within the family, for example, you find why this person's doing this. Because if that person's doing over and over and over and over again, that person, he needs to be put into a way to understand that whatever he does is not proper. All right. And if he's got either physical or a mental issue or just having some fun, because some people think that this is fun, like my dog, he think that this is funny to play with the people's emotions to create everyone angry, and then after that he's got that smile. It's like, yeah, I just like to do it. And inside of you is like, yeah, you just like to do it, really. You create everybody crazy in the family. You're breaking the family thing, and everybody is pissed off, and you feel happy, then you got to go to therapy. There is some kind of mental issues of this case for it. Um, so to avoid the triggers, if you predict that that person can do this, okay, that person is going to get aggressive against you. You find his weak spot. People who like to make other people angry so they can do whatever they have to do, you find his spot. You find his blind spot, his weakness. Okay? Once you find his weakness and he knows you found his weakness, that will turn into aggression. Okay? That aggression there will show up one way or another. Could be verbal, hopefully it's not physical, but could be a mental. Okay? Somebody can ruin you to the ground with their mental anger because you found the truth. Yes. So what can you do is, once you figure it out that the person is like this or the situation is like this, kind of like walking out away from that situation. If that is a work related situation, I would suggest you to talk to somebody about it. Speak. Speak yourself through, because this is at work. I see some that sometimes people create damage or problems because somebody aggravated them, and they punish the person who did the problem, but the real problem angry. So you see that problem. Usually, the person who creates this anger, he's like never wrong. He has to be accepted by everybody as who he is. That's how he thinks. So my suggestion to you is, stay away from this person, walk away from this person, or somehow. I know some people who had this tendency of toxicity to do this. They were sent out for to a therapist or a psychologist. They were sent out to because they never learned. Let's say, for example, you put someone to work, but he never worked with people. He doesn't have the people skill. They put him to a college to learn the people skills. Okay, how to be a human decent being. Okay, how to talk to people you never know, to go ahead and be friendly, be an empathic, be encouragement, be a motivational person. Okay, there is some classes in the college for this. So, how do I become unattached? I'm not suffering. Um well, you detach from the people or the person. Hopefully, that's not an immediate family, because if it's immediately family, God bless your soul. If that's your like mother and father, maybe you grow up, you stay away. That's one reason I'm staying from my mother. Okay, for me, my real mother, it's my grandmother who raised me. until I was 15. Okay. But when my mom, anytime she talks to me, is like, she just give me all this baggage, all that crap that I have to be thinking like this, and it creates that agitation from me because I don't need that. I have enough on my own. Why do I need hers? If she asks me how I am and what's going on and what was my physical things, what's going on with my life, I understand. But to give me some things that, no. That is the one thing. If that is a let's say, for example, if that's your kids, and you have to go ahead and take some measures, because if you don't get the kids situation fixed now, that can affect the relationship with anger to the people he grows up. A lot of the people, they leave that anger in the kids. Later on, that anger shows up as a assault, shows up as aggravation towards their future spouses. It doesn't matter if it's a female or a male, it doesn't matter, if it's not taking a measure to do the proper thing. We all human beings, we deserve this humanity thing. But that's what it is about, to find a solution about the problems. All right, more questions here. Well, on point as always. Thank you for your hard work and help with this newest shift in energy. I really appreciate it. You're welcome, Jessica. Jenny Ward, my dad mom was treated as stupid by his dad. Control. Yes, all about the control. I mean, the worst thing you want to do as a control. Here's another famous anger, and most of the females, I hope you guys listen to me. Okay. Uh, that it's there's some kind of noise out here. Somebody's cutting the grass. Um, so, for example, a daughter has a boyfriend and brings him home, and the father wants to control who should be the man for his daughter, right? All of a sudden, the father is angry because he wants to control the life of his daughter, because his mom pick up the wife for him. Or maybe his father was taught to be the way he is. Control. People in some cultures and some things is, I will tell you who you have to marry, who you should be in a relationship. This person is not good to you. Oh, by the way, if you don't get away from this person, I don't want to have anything with you. Some of the ego control freaking thing comes to this point. If you heard from your parents, if you don't let this person go, I don't want you in my life. This is the worst ego control manipulators in the world, because that's not their job. That is not their job. Okay. And I've seen it. Some of the people come to me and talk to me about this. This has been an issue. I spoke maybe 4 or 5 years ago about this. Okay. Because it's a culture thing. I talk about these culture things. I did talk about it. The other side, you bring a girl here, and here he goes. Your mother is like, oh, well, I don't like her. Mom, why you don't like her? Well, I don't like her. Why? I don't know. There is something in her. Mother always knows. Did your mother ever have talks about this person? Did your mother fall in love with that person? Or your mother may be afraid of that person or something? Okay. There is some cases that as today, the moon and Lilith are coming together. One female knows the dark side of other females. If he sees that, they will tell you. But if they don't tell you, it's nothing else but pure control, freaking egoism for it. Because in their mind, they know what woman you should get. That's their projections in them for what you should do in your life. That is a perfect interference. And some of the mothers, they go to really extremes on this, really extremes into that. Because it's the mommy's son, okay? The mommy's son has to have the best. She has to be the best looking. She has to be from good family. She has to be rich. She has to have a lot of requirements in the mother's head. What the mothers needs to learn for it, it is about this that girl loves your soul, my son. This that girl loves your soul. That right there. That's what the twin flames and the soulmates comes in to shows up. To teach not to look values, not to look pretty, physical appearances. So in there. All right. So I found that Earth projections with knowledge from higher realm just doesn't mold well. Yeah, they don't mold well. Nope. You got that right. And yeah, we can have some aggravations with these energies. It's like some days you feel like anger, it's coming out of nowhere. I was like this yesterday. And I was agitated, I was aggravated. Like, what's going on with this energies? Why I'm like this? And have this stuck situations that I don't have answers for it. Some answers for it. But I calm down myself down and I come here and just lie down in the bed. I'm like, I'm not worried about these energies, but I can just look the chart. So here is, I'm looking at the chart and I see the square of the moon squaring Venus in Aries, squaring Jupiter, and squaring Neptune. I'm like, oh yeah, right. Yeah, two big confusions with that beautiful love that I have in me, but there is nobody around me. Uh, okay, I see these aggravations now. I can calm down, and I just went down and lay down in the bed and was like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. and I woke up at 2 a.m. this morning. So it's been up ever since. But this is the energies that floating in you. As long as you allow them to it, that will come into you. Sometimes you may feel anger from a specific person in you. And it's like, what's going on? What is this? What is that? That comes in from unsolved and unresolved situations. That stickiness within the twin flames, okay? Or soul connection, or even regular relationships. Okay, somebody ghosted you out, somebody doesn't explain it to you, somebody didn't did anything, or somebody just instead of say I'm missing you, it says the neighbor says missing you. They're not truthful, and this kind of like energies can comes into you, and it's kind of like feeling angry. Is my twin and we are currently in separation? I appreciate that. You're welcome, Jessica. I know how that goes in separations. Been there, done that a few times in a soul connections. You guys know about it. And that mirroring sometimes it can drive you nuts, right? because of unsolved situations. And as I spoke yesterday, the unsolved situations, they creating this bipolarity issue. And one of the anger could be this bipolarity issue. One day like this, the next day is like that, simply because you don't have the truth. But if you dealing with this and you get that anger and you search the positive thing, and you look these negative feelings, and you will find the solutions for the problems. Okay, I mean, even Jesus was angry. Okay, when he pulled the whip out and all that salesmen's out there in the front of the church, and I was like, come on. All right, I think the control was the fear of not being in control of his own life, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's picture this. Jenny, I'm going to talk to you. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot up here, if you don't mind. So, your daughter and your mom, he was a totally toxic, narcissistic freak, always in control and always trying to put you down and tells you what to do and how you should behave. And she never gave you, for example, things. Like she never get you money to go and get things. She never get you the right clothes. She never done things. She wanted to control, but she wanted to use you to help her at home to wash dishes, to do this and there's that and things like this. Okay. So here you are growing up. Your mom was in the control of your life. And now, since your mom was in the control of your life, you're not in the control of your own life. You come to these soul connections with this baggage. Okay. You don't know how to work with it. You don't know how to be on your own. You haven't grown up to be on your own. So you come to a point that you need to learn how to be your own, how to take control over your life. You have to become the black sheep. Okay? The black sheep just says, you know what? Screw this. I'm out of here. I'm cutting those ties with the family and I'm going to do the things that I need to do. And when I do the things that I need to do, okay, you gain control. You grow up. Okay, you grow up. You took over on that. And could be situations like this. Yes, my mother wasn't allowed to drive or have a bank account or drive. My dad was in control of everything, just like his dad. Oh, so your dad was, uh-huh, because of his dad. Yeah. So now, do you understand that the anger from his dad to your dad traveled to your mom and to you? And you get in a relationship with your twin, and now guess what? That same anger, it's going to your twin. Is your twin have to deal with this? He can point you out by finding the solutions. The question is, are you going to be able to hear? That's a whole another story. That's a whole another ball game. Okay. But you have a chance by understanding that someone down the line had suffering, create suffering to somebody else, create suffering to somebody else, and that somebody else passed that suffering to you. You have to use your soul to see this. Okay? Now, if your twin flame is toxic, you have to look at it down the line, see what that is. They're going to understand it. Not going to understand that's their problem, not yours. But you have to stop this anger in you. because that anger is not good for you. That's not who you are. That is a transferable anger that comes from somewhere else because of somebody else's situations. So, does anybody else have some any more questions? Those are very good questions you guys asked today. I'm very proud of you guys. Yeah, I'm very proud of you, and thank you. Ria Kiss. Hi, I'm sorry I just joined it, and I hope to you'll put the video online later on. Ria, the videos they are online. They are on my channel as live. You can go ahead and see them after. I will share it on my Facebook. If you don't know my Facebook, you go to the banner on the top, and it's got two small buttons. One it's PayPal, and the other one it's Facebook. Click on the Facebook, and you will get to my page, or you can go and look at it into the channel information. And the information tab, and you scroll down, you'll see down in the bottom it's got the Facebook link as well for it. Jenny, I was different to my sister. I resisted to control from early age, but I understand now. Thank you, Dio. I stopped with me. My twin also lives in fear of commitment. I leave it to God. Fear of commitment. Fear of commitment, it comes in from a lack of belief in secure life. That's mean the person has a lot of insecurities. These insecurities could be inherited or developed. If they're developed, then the person has to look into them and develop something new as a replacement. If it's an inherit, though, he has to go down through the line and see where the issues might be, what the situations are. John Jones, hi from Dubai. TF right here. Hi, John. Thank you for here. Thank you for joining the channel and the chat. John Jones, can you tell me if twin flames can be friends, please? I made a video about this. Certain relationships can be friends. You can't be just friends with your twin flame. And I say why. Between the twin flames, there is this breeding of the soul, which is they are meant to be live together, work together, cooperate together. Cooperation, now codependence. By the way, tomorrow we're going to talk about codependence and cooperation. Okay, so you guys can kind of like getting ready with this. Very funny, the universe has its own mind. It's kind of like going into this. Funny energy. Okay, anyway. So when they're together, okay, they're in union, there is something magical, and that magic that every twin flame as a twin flame seek. That is the joinful of two parts being one soul under God. And then the soul breathes energy of the universe. And then they're used by God to do some kind of creations, create something, to do something. Okay? I don't know. To tell you the truth, just being friends, that's mean that either you or the person wants to be just friends. Maybe that is a soulmate, but not a twin flame. No. Once you get into here's the one thing, let me put this straight, okay? If you and another person, and the third energy, which is God. It's present with the love that you never, ever, ever, ever experience in your life. He's there, and you know, your twin flame knows, and God knows, and He puts you together. That is it. Now He can drag you through the mud, He can drag you through anything. I mean, anything. Okay? Until you don't surrender to God. Now, if you resist, the more you resist, the more pain, the more anger it is. If you resist, but you surrender, you're at peace. I hope that um, John, yes, I seen video. I'm just asking again now here. Um, I mean, through some of the things earlier in the 1900s, uh, they trying to be a friend. Some of the stories. There is a little book about twin flames. I think so. You can find it through Universal Church and Triumph, and they have a little stories about twin flames in there. So one little tiny book. I forgot. I think so. That was a Clary Prophet wrote it. I believe was. There is a stories there for two artists in there. Okay, and anytime the one show up and the other show up, it's all about it. They didn't didn't get together, and how much sadness and pain it is. Well, that's the hell. Okay, the suffering. The suffering is the hell. So, uh, if you trying to be a friends with your twin flame, wish you good luck. Usually, I haven't heard it that you can be a friend once you're in a relationship, once you put your life together. Yes, you can be friends at that position. Okay, you are friends within the relationship, but just friends that don't have a relationship, it doesn't worth the suffering for it, and you don't serve a purpose from above. The highest purpose is this. Uh, I have stopped sending my twin energy, waiting to help. Oh yeah, you gotta stop sending them energy. If you don't get back, don't be breadcrumbing. All right, don't waiting for the breadcrumbs. No, 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 and no. Okay, when you give everything to them and they just leave you the crumbs, no, you stop. That's it. Let them figure out what's going on. Break out connection, block them if you have to, but no, they need to learn respect. Okay, they may be angry at you, maybe mad at you, whatever it is. All right, you give everything. God was there, give them everything, and they just give you breadcrumbs. What for? John, yes. Why can runners sleep with other people, but as chaser cannot make my connections with anyone? The runners, I said long time ago, those are the people who um, they are either underdeveloped or they have no clue what they are into it. Okay, I mean there is some people who haven't learned that sex is not love. They think that, or they can use the sex as some sort of attracting people for use them, for example, or abuse them, for example, for have something. Okay, well, let's see, let's try, let's see how it's gonna be, and all this. Okay, but you'll find out that the runner actually running from the true love. They're running from your true self. The runner fate sometimes is nasty to suffering to I don't know what else, and you are getting into positions that um, they broke. The runner at some point is broke, and when they break, they figure out the love. Sometimes too late, sometimes right on time, but it all depends of them. God's for God, the time is nothing. Maybe next life, the afterlife, after 10 lives, forever. For him, that's not an issue. The issue is with us. If you want to be doing the right things, we go in the next stage, the next stage, the next stage, right? The issue is ours. The issue is between the runner and the chaser. Yeah. Itka. That's it. Why can't runners sleep with others? They can sleep because they feel that they want to. Some of the. I'm sorry, Mike. I had to close the door. Just give me a second. The runners. Why did they sleep with another person? Let's say they slept with you, and while they slept with you, they felt something they don't know. They felt something they never felt before, and for whatever reason, they weren't satisfied with something. It's not sex. It could be a something, or they were influenced, or maybe as we talked earlier, um, and they break in the connection. They run away. For whatever reason, they can run away. But they go on and sleep with someone, and it's not the same energy. Then they go sleep with another one. It's not the same energy. They sleep with a third person. It's not the same energy. And they're like, what the hell? Because there isn't. However, the chaser, because it's chasing, okay, he is demisexual. He's like, I only can have a sex with that person because with that person, I have a strong energy and spiritual connections, and only 10 I'm allowing myself to have a sex. That's what the demisexuality is. Okay, and that's what this is explained. That can cause you an anger, by the way. You can be aggravated that they sleep with another person. Okay, but if you look deep into the issues, you see them that they're lost because why? They lost belief in themselves. They don't believe in themselves. That's what they're running. Lack of self worth. Okay, lack of so many things. Uh, I share a sexual change with other people that were in my twin. I found the experience with them all added to my growth. You can have an experience with, for example, different people in order you to grow. If you are a runner or you're a chaser, but what does that give it to you? What kind of growth? Okay. There is the one spiritual growth that you will understand a spiritual intimacy, which is the gift out of twin flames. But that it's extremely rare to be understood. It is a gift from God. It's something I don't think so. There's a lot of human beings can even comprehend. It is. It's not. That intimacy is. It's with energy. It's with touch. It's with appreciation. It's with having a God at that time. God is involved into this sexual thing. How to explain it to you? It's hard, very hard. Okay, very hard. Jenny, it's yes, I'm a demisexual now. Yeah, welcome to the club. We're all like this. I teach this self-worth first and coming out soft and TF energies readings. Thank you for mentioning that. Highly important. Yes. Thank you for teaching that. Thank you. Okay. Nourish Heal Life. Thank you for doing this. Because you're here to teach, to show, to guide, not just sit on your rear end and cry for someone who is a runner, like a crybaby. You're doing something with. That is the power of the twin flames. What about astrology with the twin flames? I have heavy astrology aligning with my TF. Could be just astrology. John, astrology is the one thing because in the astrology, for example, if you have, let's say, 10 years apart, okay, you're born with different energy to your twin flame. Why? Because the things that you need to work on it are different than the things that your twin flame has to work on. Your twin flame develop a karma with people that she needs to solve. Okay, that's what she's born in that family. You have a karma that you need to solve with your family. Okay, what is between you and your twin flame? It is the soul connections. It pretty much has nothing to do with an astrology thing. Okay, it's a soul. The soul has been given all the power from God. Okay, I mean all the things are inside of you. But most of the people, we are focused on everything else. We are focused on everything else, but not to God, to ask God, hey, God, hey, universe, what should I do to these situations? And as soon as you do this, there is the download. Okay, why not using these tools? Why you don't do it? Why? And that is another problem in there. Thank you for guiding us, Dio. It takes courage. Yes, takes courage, and takes one thing though: understand your destiny. Sometimes accepting your destiny to be the person like this is not easy. It's not easy. But if you do it, I can totally relate to this. You know exactly what I'm saying with this. Yes, I have 13 years. So if you guys have any more questions, I will take it for like another 5 minutes. I will have a cigarette with you. And if not, we are going to go close. You have a great knowledge. I'm happy I found you. Thank you very much. You're welcome, John. That's what I'm trying to do my best. It's like trying to do the things they are the way they are. It is what it is. Yeah, there you go. That's our power. We have that power. That's why we came in, because otherwise, the way I see the world goes with this misinformations, with this manipulations, with this lies, with this continuous growth of passing of suffering on and on and on and on, and this degradations, devaluations of human relationships, it transfers into the spiritual relationships. And this is why I said yesterday or the day before that we are going to need a new evolution within that psychology that involves the soul, that involves this, to evolve these understandings, so we can build a better society. I think there is nothing more honorable than this, to put your life into an effort to build a better society. Will the runner flame ever wake up to this connection? They wake up. I had some people who came to me who are wake up. Maybe they wake up after 80 years and they come back to you and they're like, yeah, I should have done this and that. Or maybe it was too late because you missed to do something with your twin flame. Where was the right time? Okay. Sometimes you're tested as a twin flames. I mean, during the awakening process, you have to drop everything to be with your twin flame. You have that energy during the ignition state when you first understand this is your twin flame. You abandon anything and everything, right? You're going to be tested on this. Are you going to listen to everybody else around you? Or are you going to listen to everything else? You're going to listen to your ego, your everything in you. Or are you going to choose? That's huge issues right there. And I had some runners who came back to me. It's like, Dio, how to do this reconnection? And I told them, they did it. You can overcome the issues, but you got to be very careful because some of the twin flames, the damage is too much into the internal world. They will not accept you. And that right there is also a test. Maybe you guys did. Man, I have to stop coughing. I mean, smoking, I guess. Josh, you're asking how the ignition state work. The ignition state is when you and your twin flame have the same wavelength within the mirroring neurons, like your brains are wired the same. Telepathy works, energy works, so many things begin to be ignited from within you. You are walk, talk, think, and act in love. Like 24/7, you're in love. You're burning within love. That love, it just goes from with. You're not worried about anything else. You kind of like drunk on love, okay? You intoxicating yourself in love. You're submerged in love. And it's like everybody is like, what's wrong with you? You can even explain to them. It's impossible to do it. Crazy in Love. Yeah, there you go. Go listen even the song Crazy in Love. Yeah, Drink in Love, Roommate. Yeah, Drunk in Love. Yeah, there you go. Here is. I mean, you are like this shining bright, and you're like, oh, right? Yeah, you see it. I know you guys laughing, all right? I just give you that energy, so you see it, that drunken part for So guys, tomorrow we are going to talking about dependency, codependency, and cooperation as a twin flames. I think that will be pretty good. And we are going to look at how the things work within, and we're gonna just go deep, dived in. So, guys, I want to say thank you for the super chat. I appreciate your donations. I appreciate everything you guys are doing, and I will see you tomorrow. Heal life. It is intense. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Uh, thank you all. Thank you all. And you all have a great time, whatever your time it is within. Be love.